Hello, HellDiver E1. I'm glad to see that the spark of democracy in you isn't ready to be snuffed out just yet. You must be talented if you survived an orbital 500-kilogram bomb explosion. Well, most of you survived anyway. The damages to your right arm and left leg were extensive, and beyond even the democratic science's ability to preserve. But don't fret. Thanks to the war bonds collected prior to your honorable sacrifice for democracy, you qualify for a Steeled Veteran upgrade. This will allow my team and I to replace at least your lost limbs and get you back out on the front line in record time. After all, HellDivers never sleep. Now, we have a wide variety of upgrades that accompany the Steeled Veteran package, all paid for by your loving family, of course. The SA-25 upgrade would be a direct strength and speed improvement, which is useful for handling the tools we use on the regular to distribute liberty. This would allow you to handle thrown explosives more easily, sending them a longer distance. Always remember, the sword of democracy is wielded by the long arm of justice, HellDiver. The second package we have available is the SA-12, which, while not as agile or quick to respond as the newer SA-25, the SA-12 was designed with raw force in mind. The heavy servos built into the shoulder and elbow joints allow your blows to carry crushing force, enough to punch right through a bug's communist shell or a bot's filthy fascist armor. Like I said, these limbs won't be any faster than your originals, perhaps a few milliseconds slower even. But when you can just let justice guide your fists, I see it as a fair exchange. Finally, the SA-32 is the newest, most offensive model from the Steeled Veteran program. With kinetic condensers worked into the prosthetic limbs, you'll build up charge with every movement. When needed, you can release it via a set of electric panels on your knuckles or the bottom of the prosthetic foot. This will emit a powerful shock to whatever enemy is trying to take away your liberty-given right to exist. Early tests have proven very successful in the total obliteration of most smaller enemies, and at least extreme deterrence to larger, more armored foes. So do let me know if that's something you would like to consider. You want to know what R&D has been working on? Well, we do have the Electro Extreme prototype models, but they've yet to see full release, so I can't speak for the safety levels of said tools when used in live combat. You'll make any sacrifice to protect our way of life. That's what we like to hear, HellDiver. Let me pull out the files and we can get your request filled out.
Their democracy is just a giant lie born of greed and fascist ideas, brother. I've seen the truth. You can't listen to them.
Do excuse me a moment. Apologies. Some of your brothers and sisters' injuries are so severe that they fall victim to the communist lies of our enemies. It is truly a grim fate, but democracy marches ever onward, remembering their sacrifice. Now, pulling up the EX prototypes, we have the first and most expensive suit of power armor known as Prototype X, in development for the past 12 years and costing several billion super credits to produce. This suit is built to make you the perfect soldier of tomorrow, the next generation of democracy's finest. Enhanced resistances to all forms of fascist damage, movement aided by servos worked into each plate, and a gel layer aiding in body temperature regulation in extreme conditions. Truly, you will be the ultimate weapon of democracy and the greatest symbol of liberty this side of Super Earth. Next, we have the EX-03, focusing around extreme electrical power. The user is protected with a solid rubber layer between you and the armor itself, as there's a whopping 400,000 volts of democratic power pumping through this exosuit. This provides a lot of raw movement improvement, and even provides a medical discharge of energy to revive you if you should fall before a democratic injection can be applied. This suit will keep you moving in the middle of combat, even if you would think you would fall. Finally, the newest and most shocking model, called the EX-16. This suit carries an arc reactor built into the breastplate, generating a strong magnetic field that works on and against repelling metallic projectiles fired by the communist automatons. This also creates a bit of a strong attraction to smaller metallic objects, such as paperclips and other metal tools. So, if you do select the EX-16, I recommend avoiding paperwork, tools, and other smaller items, unless you want to be picking it from the armor for the duration of your mission. On the plus side, this would also allow you to collect samples of the metallic nature and, well, not have to carry them by hand. Small bonuses. So, you wish to go with the SA-12 of the Steeled Veteran package. Aye, that is the perfect choice for you, HellDiver. Allow me to apply the minimum democratic amount of anesthesia, and we can get started. Welcome back to the world of democracy, HellDiver. I'll have you know the surgery was a complete success, and we've replaced your missing limbs with the SA-12 prosthetic upgrades. Raw crushing power is yours, after some proper acclimation time, of course. The time it takes you to gear up and return to your pod should surely be enough, of course. I have no doubt a legend such as yourself will struggle at all with these new upgrades. After all, we still have a war going on, and I'd hate to see your family be at risk due to you being out of service for any period of time. We never know when the bugs or the automatons might strike next, and in any moment they could appear on Super Earth. We simply cannot allow this to happen, so we must continue the fight against them, continue to bring the fight to them. Oh, of course. We have plenty of HellDivers receiving cutting-edge medical treatment as we speak. Remember, it is impossible for a HellDiver to die. You are legends walking among us mere mortals. We only accelerate what is already there, of course. Your defense of democracy is simply aided by our presence, but it is your righteous defense of our way of life that prevails at the end of the day. You are the true heroes of Super Earth. Now, suit up, and I'll contact your Super Destroyer to come pick you up. Your crew has been sorely missing you, and I hear Malevolent Creek is experiencing another push from the automatons. We need you, HellDiver, so prepare to do what you do best.